and welcome to my channel. I'm Karlene, and here you will find easy recipes, cozy homemaking and simple living. In today's video we're going to hang out together and spend a relaxing day around the house preparing a make-ahead breakfast to save yourself time and money, ticking off an item on my bucket list for some festive reading for my boys, and experimenting with dried oranges in our hot, humid climate here in North Queensland. First up, we're going to go ahead and prepare our loaded hash browns for a high protein breakfast for my children. They are home for school holidays, and if I don't feed them a high protein breakfast, they snack all day, and snacks are expensive. Now someone's going to definitely complain that someone bit their hash browns, so I'm going to swap that one out so that there's less fighting. If I haven't mentioned before, or if you're new here, I have a family of 5. My boys are now aged 10, 7 and 2. We had a couple of birthdays recently, so I totally appreciate less ammunition for a fight. Now I started filming later in the day, so I'm keeping it really simple. I didn't have time to chop onions or garlic, so I did onion powder, garlic powder and smoked paprika for some quick flavour on that mince. And I'm just adding to the buttered mushrooms that you saw me cooking up earlier, a squeeze of lemon juice and some parsley flakes as well, just to add a bit of flavour to those. So we're going to do 2 flavours today. We're going to do almost like a beef stroganoff flavour with some beef mince and some mushrooms, which my children don't like, and then on the other half will be just the scrambled eggs, the meat, the cheese and the hash brown. The great thing about a make-ahead breakfast is that you can prep this the night before, throw it in the oven as you're getting ready for work, and then have a hot breakfast on the table full of protein to get everyone set up for their day right. We recently had some family visit us, and there was 2 teenage boys who came to stay with us, which we absolutely loved. And it was so nice to be able to prepare a delicious breakfast for everybody to enjoy to start their day. The great thing about this style of loaded hash browns is that you could vary the flavors depending on what vegetables you've got left over in the fridge and what flavor profiles you enjoy. You could go for red capsicum, red onion and some salsa before grilling with some cheese, or you could even go with the simple onion bacon omelette and then pouring that straight on top and then cutting them down to size to fit your hash brown tray. I love that I can do this the night before, put some alfoil over it and then throw it into the oven first thing the next morning. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy easy, simple recipes just like this one. If you love a make-ahead breakfast, I will link a playlist for you below. I've even got some cook once and eat twice videos that I think you might like, so check out the description box for other easy recipes. Now, my boys love barbecue sauce. They will eat anything with barbecue sauce on it, hence why you probably saw me stirring it through the mince earlier for a bit of flavour, a bit of moisture, but not too much, and a little drizzle on top. It just makes it really appetizing for my children to want to eat it. Now on this day, the day just got away from me. I've recently been unwell. I think I got food poisoning one week, and then I had a migraine, and then I had a head cold. And I started a new job working outside of the home part-time, so things have been happening around here, which is why I haven't been posting as often as I would have liked to, even though I'd filmed this a couple of weeks ago. I just haven't been able to edit and get it out to you guys, so I'm sorry that it's a little bit late. But on this particular day, the day just got away from me, and we ended up having breakfast for dinner. And it's such an easy way to feed everybody, and I just didn't have to think too hard about it. It was just quick and simple. That's the best type of meals, I think. The bottom of the hash brown was still nice and crispy, so definitely try this style of breakfast. Your future self will thank you. Now, if you saw my last Thrift With Me video where I visited a few different stores and I got an awesome haul of Christmas things, you would have seen that I picked up a couple of books. I love thrifting books for my children, especially some nice little Christmas ones. And for something different this year, I wanted to wrap each of the books so that the kids could open it like the 12 days of Christmas leading up to Christmas, so that we could all have a book to agree on, to read together as a family underneath the Christmas tree, and to avoid fighting once again as to which book we are going to read. We're going to read the one that we open. I did have to laugh to myself though when my son was like, we already have this book, and it didn't occur to me at the time. I should have explained to them, these are not all new books. There are some new books that I got, but some of them we already own. So that was a little bit hilarious. Whoops. Anyway, you're probably wondering, did it work? Did it indeed stop the fighting? No, it didn't, because we couldn't remember who opened which book on what night, and we couldn't remember who we were up to. So anyway, I tried. It was still fun, but I'll have to get the verdict from the kids as to whether they want me to do that again next year. I'm going to leave these under the tree, and I'm going to put them together with the little vintage looking pillowcases I found at Vinnie's that were, I think, 50 cents each. So cute. These are still living on my couch, and the kids are still enjoying reading their books there in the morning and in the evening, which is so sweet. Now, the last thing that I wanted to experiment on this evening was dehydrating some oranges to use as Christmas decor. I wanted to mix them with some pine cones on a wreath for my kitchen. Have you ever tried this before? I have seen online that some people said, you know, not to use the oven because they brown, or not to have the temperature too high because they brown and they discolor. So I just wanted to try and keep that vibrant color. However, I did learn that it took a very long time. Everybody said put it on low, but I should have just looked at my dehydrator, which is actually my mum's, and low actually has no heat, just cold air. So I had it going overnight, which did nothing, and then I left it on medium for the next day, which wasn't enough time for how thick they were. This took like 5 days dehydrating. By the time I sort of turned it on while I went to work, then turned it off because I didn't want it to, I don't know, catch on fire while I was at work. Worst case scenario. And at this very moment that I'm editing this, we've just had about, 230 mils of rain in 48 hours. So I'm concerned they're going to rehydrate while hanging in my kitchen as decor, which also means fruit flies. So let me know below, if you live in a hot, humid climate like me in tropical North Queensland, have you had that issue of them rehydrating, going moldy, attracting fruit flies, ants? Let me know. Perhaps this wasn't a practical project for my region, or perhaps the time of year. Maybe in winter it'll be fine when we don't have as much rain. Are there any other Queenslanders on here that can let me know? I'd appreciate it. Comment below and chat to me and let me know what you think. Alright guys, that's a wrap for this week's video. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. The next Christmas themed video that I've got planned are 3 no-bake desserts that you can prepare for Christmas Day without baking, without cooking anything, and it will spare you a hot kitchen. So please subscribe if you haven't already, and look out for that video soon. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.